Hi, I'm Terry Scola with Welcome Home Realty Group, and I'm the broker owner here, and thanks for coming today. I'm here with Mark Ebinger. Mark is a senior loan officer with Residential Mortgage Services here in Frederick. And Mark, I've asked you here today to help our home buyers in our buyer workshop to understand some of the major obstacles that they need to know about that they face in preparing for home ownership. And I thought no better person to ask than the expert. So if you could help us out, I appreciate it.
Sure. First of all, Terry, thanks again for inviting me today. I really appreciate the opportunity, and it's always good to help potential homeowners get pre-qualified and begin the process of understanding what they're able to do with regard to home ownership. Some of the things that we see in the mortgage industry relate to obstacles that people run into, as you mentioned earlier. And one of the most important things we feel is credit score.
Mm-hmm.
Understanding your credit, understanding...
That could be kind of scary.
Exactly.
Scary.
And really understanding what makes up your credit report, what makes up your credit score, and how that works.
And there are a lot of online things that people are using today that, from my discussions with you, are a little misleading, and so it's important to kind of cut through the truth.
Correct. And the best way to cut through the truth is to actually get with a lender, make sure that the lender is able to pull your credit report and get your 3 credit scores. So we do pull credit scores from all 3 of the major credit agencies, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian.
So it's different than what the consumer can
Correct. The consumer will typically get something that shows 1 score, and it's typically not correct. We'll pull the 3, and scores can range anywhere from 350 to 850. The higher the score, the lower the risk. The lower the score, the higher the risk. So we like to see higher credit scores, although lower credit scores can certainly get approved for financing depending on the situation.
So if I have a tough thing on my credit report, am I stuck with it forever?
No, there are things that we can do to work through that and get them not necessarily removed, but get it taken out of your credit score as we move through the process.
So there's a way to improve your credit score.
Correct.
And you are working with our folks and helping them to do that.
Right. The second biggest obstacle, I think, is the availability of cash. Most people think that you need to have 20% down in order to purchase a home.
Yeah.
That is misguided. You don't need to have 20% down. There are loan programs out there that will offer you the ability to get in with no money down. There are loan programs out there where you can get assistance for down payment and closing costs, or ask the seller to help contribute money towards your closing costs. So again, it depends on your needs, and it depends on what type of a program we can put you in, but there are ways to get in to a home with less than putting 20% down.
Awesome, that's great, that's perfect.
The third thing that's most important is income. So we look at the stability of income and the verifiability of income is probably the best way to put it. So we like to see people on their jobs for a longer period of time because it shows that you have a stable work environment. We also like to be able to verify that the income that's coming in is reportable. So if you're out there making money...
Just can't take tips and not put them in your bank account.
Correct. It has to be recorded.
Okay.
It has to be available.
It has to be verifiable.
Verifiable.
Okay.
And that means you have to pay taxes on it.
Oh, yeah.
So, and that's kind of a funny thing in this point in time because, some people don't want to pay taxes, but in order to be able to qualify for a mortgage, you have to be able to verify your income.
So you had mentioned to me earlier, I think I want to make sure we get to a very important point, that some people don't ever actually buy a home because they can't decide the difference between needs and wants. And you're obviously going to help them find out what they can truly afford based upon credit score, program, down payment, and their budget. But then they have to be satisfied with what they can afford.
Right. You want to make a list of what your needs are and what your wants are. So your needs should outweigh your wants when you're looking at purchasing your first home. And you can build on that over time. So if you want to be in your home for 3 to 5 to 7 years, you can do that and then sell it and gain equity in the future.
Absolutely. That's what your agent is there to help you.
That's
to
correct.
create
That's
that
absolutely
vision.
correct. Absolutely.
All right. Well, thanks, Mark. It's a start, and you also have a great tech app that we're going to talk about today, so that we can download it on our phones and do a lot of the process with the mortgage application. And you're going to be here to advise. So I just thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Terry. I
Appreciate it.
appreciate it and look forward to working with you and your clients.
Awesome. Thanks.